Wait, Kilimanjaro's Africa.
Is it?
There's a mountain called
Fuji's Japan, isn't it?
Yeah, Fuji's Japan. That's a volcano as well, I swear.
Yeah.
Climb that.
No, it's an inactive volcano.
But climb that if you're bad.
When that shit gets active, it's long. When that shit.
I don't know how volcanoes work anymore, to be honest.
Listen,
It's
you
something
do
to do
know,
with the
man.
tectonic
Listen, how
plates
volcanoes
push-
work is how we work, innit?
This guy's an idiot. No, you idiot. Think about
You might be inactive for once, innit? But when you get busy, you explode.
it. Just dawned on him. He just got it. He didn't get it. He was like, huh?
As you
Man
heard.
said pure vibes. I was like, what?
Not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
We're back, baby. Just before we get into the episode properly, we will have a guest coming soon. They're just running a bit late. Shout out to Selecta Suave in advance, and when he comes in, we'll get it cracking.
Be a smooth transition. Don't be alarmed when you see an extra face in the building, mate.
But you see another extra face.
Oh, yeah.
You might have seen it before.
If you're really plugged in like that,
If
you would have seen
really
his face
plugged
before.
in, bro, that was one of my favorite episodes to film
Facts.
back at Old HQ.
I appreciate
Had a
that.
lot of fun there, bro. Bro, it's Marco in the building.
Come on.
Big
come
Marco,
on.
you know.
Talk to them, bro.
Yeah.
Talk to them. Any shameless plugs, get that
Yes.
off, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
Marco, Spencer, your baby mom's favorite baby dad.
That's what I strive to be, you know, the favorite baby daddy.
Yeah, you know them ones like, oh, he's so handsome, yeah.
Yeah, now it's like, oh, shit. Damn. Imagine being the new nigga saying that. Like, why didn't you ever say that about me, though? Like, what's going on?
Because you're not. Because you're not.
Why do you say that about me?
Like, come on, man. I've been
Nah,
holding
yeah.
it down. This nigga left. Like, I'm still here.
Sonny's all looking at the gym membership.
Yeah, like, he's like, I'm signing up to Pure Gym, LA Fitness, all of them bitches, Virgin Media, I'm there.
Virgin Media.
Oh, babe, give me some chicken. I need the protein.
Yeah,
now,
I need
man.
that protein. Let me get on that creatine flex. Yo, gym heads are funny, man. Shout out to the good gym heads, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to the ones that are
helpful
doing it
ones.
proper. Yeah.
Marco's looking at you like,
No.
I'm talking about the PED heads that say they're natural. That's the guys I'm chatting about. Them man there. Like, you know them way there.
Natural. The syringe is natural.
Man said the syringe is natural. Man, they're using a different type of booster. You know them ways there, cuz.
They've been on the booster vax one time.
Yeah, from time.
Oh
Them man
my
had the
days.
micron from early, cuz.
The real booster, muscle booster.
But you can tell if someone's on something because they got more time. They've got anger issues. But a lot of people that I know that do that type of stuff, they have anger issues. Yeah.
Yeah, it could fuck up a lot of your body parts as well.
They got
fuck
no
up your
neck.
liver,
They got no
pancreas,
neck.
all of that. Yeah.
no
No neck.
No neck. They can't straighten the arm out. And there's something else as well. Their head, you know, when you do steroids, your head like grows.
Eh?
Your head grows. Yeah.
No, the human body is a weird place. I swear to you.
Brother.
How does your head grow? You've passed the potential of growing. Your head is growing again. Like, what the fuck?
Mega mind.
Yeah, like man said, you know what? I need everything big. My head. Yeah.
Put the sliders up.
Yeah, man thought they're Captain America. And they just juice him like it's a fucked game,
Shout
bro.
out to their
Got a
juices, man.
headscarf and got to use a towel.
Jesus. I said from a headscarf to a flannel to a fucking towel, blood.
Man said Taz from
the carpet.
WWE, bro.
Yeah, Taz. Oh yeah, Taz definitely had no neck.
He had a necklace. He was necklace.
The wrestler.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think that's steroids, but it might have been. They all did.
some man just a woman with no neck in it.
Yeah, man. Shout out to them, man.
Yeah, no, you know what? I'm kind of happy that God didn't fuck up my ratios. Like, yeah, I got a big head. That's cool. I'll take it. But like everything else is in proportion. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I built this nigga correctly.
Yeah. Well, he could have given me some abs and that, but you know.
You could get them soon, man.
Yeah,
If you
no,
want, then go and get
So I
them.
know some man that eat shit, they're just still wham. Like, it's so dead, fam.
Abs
I
are,
I eat one burger, it's over.
abs are overrated
5
anyway.
kilos on. Like, where did you come from? Like, boo. Like, yeah, like, I've always been here, nigga.
Creeping in the shadow.
Yeah, fam. Hey. Well, it's fun though.
How you been, man? Update us, man. It's been a bit.
I've been alright, you know, like really and truly. Too many things haven't changed that much. I've probably just, of course, I got a daughter now.
Yeah.
I moved out my mum's house.
Oh, is it? Yeah, dope. Yeah, clap to that. Even real life clap to that. Yeah, dope.
And what else has happened? So, no, that's it. You know, like nothing's really changed. Like
You
I've
still
just
you,
kept on a steady path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like I think if you got like a long term goal, more time a year won't change too much.
yeah.
It's just little things that aren't really worth mentioning. Like, oh, okay, maybe like I learned how to do a double knot for tie my shoes. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Nothing
Yeah,
extraordinary.
where
worth
you had an
mentioning.
epiphany moment and nothing like that. Yeah,
You know,
I hear that.
you know a new way to fry fish or
I
something.
was
like
I was the first like couple months of being a dad.
It was good. Lack of sleep, like
I
that's
can
real.
imagine. Yeah, that's what
That's
I was.
real. And like with the experience that we went through during like just before my partner gave birth. Let me just say my girlfriend. My girlfriend gave birth to like when she gave birth, I realized that the hospital system is so messed up.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
And I've gone to realize this. I know this might be this isn't just for hospitals, this isn't just for a lot. I think with us as young people, we've got a fuck this attitude if we don't like something. But in certain situations, you can't have a fuck this attitude.
Because you kind of need.
Yeah, like in the hospital, like one of the midwives was teaching my girlfriend how to like breastfeed and whatnot, because of course she's gonna need like nutrition as soon as possible.
Yeah.
She's all like, yeah, she's doing it properly. We get home, put my daughter in bed, so she starts crying during the night. My girl's like, I've got this pattern. They taught me how to do it in the hospital. She's still crying, so 30 minutes later, she's crying again after she does the breastfeeding. And I'm thinking, so have you done it? Has she been fed, or is she just hungry, or is this what parents like? Because I've never been with a newborn baby before, so I just assume they cry like all the time, wake up every 30 minutes. Then one of the midwives comes like a few days later to check up on us, and she's telling my girlfriend that she has been breastfeeding wrong the whole time. So the first night, my daughter didn't even get anything to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, damn.
And that just puts it in the back of my head. I'm thinking, she was there for a whole 24 hours. Every 2 hours, your baby's crying, breastfeed her. Da, 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 da. No one noticed that the child wasn't eating.
Bro, as someone who actually works in the hospital, yeah, fucking, I've clocked like, bro, like it's really like a lock of the jaw thing. Like, you get people that really do care about their job, like, and you meet genuine people who, like, I even met one guy. He's a fucking healthcare assistant. He used to be a chef and that. He all cooked in Gordon Ramsay's restaurant and all of that shit. Yeah, but he said he wanted to work in healthcare. So you get people like that. Then you get other man. They're just there to get through the day, collect their check and they bounce. Like, and especially with like black women in hospitals, they always say that stuff like that happens all the time.
All the time.
There's a lot of negligence towards them, you know what I'm saying? And then they look bad because they're having to fight for just normal shit. Exactly. And now you're looking like a nuisance when it's like, no, you got a right to this shit. Like, it's your body at the end of the day, or it's your baby, it's your whatever. You're there for you or someone you care about. Why wouldn't I want the best type of treatment? You know what I'm saying?
We have way more at stake here. So it's important that you ask for that shit and demand it.
And don't make them make you feel bad for asking.
Exactly.
Because that's what happens. A lot of people stay quiet because they feel bad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's mad, man.
Yeah,
Mad
but
situation, man. I want to bang out like certain situations. Yeah, just make me think. Okay, cool. I want to run up in the hospital and do a madness. But at the end of the day, I don't want to end up falling into the stereotype of just an angry black man.
yeah,
Do you know how
But I
many
wasn't
new
an
dads
angry
have
black
said
man.
that, bro?
Huh?
You know how many new dads have said that? Like, oh, bro, like something situation happened with my baby mum or my baby, my newborn, bro. And I just want to crash something in the hospital, bro.
yeah, because obviously at that
It's
point
like,
you feel helpless, innit?
Yeah.
Because it's your woman, it's your new child.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I feel useless
I feel to suplex.
because I can't really do much in this situation. I can't even give her a little pat on the shoulder at this point because you're moving mad.
Also, heads up for you future fathers. Yeah, being a parent gives you anger issues because like you're so protective over your family now that any inconvenience that's you're not there to be part of will annoy you and stuff like that. Like, for example, say your girl's getting on the bus with a buggy and whatnot, and then people aren't taking into consideration that she's supposed to put her buggy there, and the people are standing there, or people bump into the buggy or move. I'm so like mad, and then you're thinking, I wish I was there because people don't act that way with me.
I hear
Like
that.
when I've got my daughter and I'm on the buggy and then we're on the bus and stuff like that, no one does anything like that. But just because it's my girl and she's a female, you think you can just move all
Do
your
whatever
body
you
weight
want.
and act your way.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, no, a lot of people lack consideration, man. I do that. Like, you see that a lot on TFL. Like, you see that a lot. Man, don't give a fuck because everyone's just trying to go work. Everyone's trying to do their own thing. 'Cause you know, London's like hustle and bustle. I don't give a fuck about what's going on next to me.
That I look like the stereotypical black man on TFL. No one sits next to me. I love it.
No
I
sits
love
next
it.
to me. No one
Yeah.
stands near me, bro.
man.
No one's let me in my highs.
Sometimes I bring a 3-5 on the train just to make sure. Yeah, that weed I smell. Yeah, don't say
Yeah,
that.
that's me, cuz. What?
Oh man.
I don't say nothing when you man are snorting lines in the toilet. Don't you say nothing about the smell of weed, cuz.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Guys, I guess you noticed we got another guest in the building.
That's right. That's right.
Selecta
That's
Suave in
Man
the
just
building.
smoothly just
Welcome.
transitioned in, like,
Get
just
me
slid
steady.
into the sofa and that.
Brother, I floated in. That's crazy.
Trust me.
Yeah, just different auras. You know when you know, is his feet moving? What's going on?
They don't call me soft for no reason.
I hear that. Yeah, no,
man.
it makes sense. Makes sense.
Shout out to thank you Selecta for coming. Thank you Marco for coming
on,
again, man.
facts.
This is UE404, bro.
Come on.
We're back again.
Urban era. That way.
You back?
Picasso.
Castle. Do you wanna
Yeah.
let's get back to your conversation about fatherhood though.
Yeah, yeah. Let's finish that.
Intro before we jump in, guys, man. When I say intro, who are we speaking to right now, man?
We're speaking to like I don't even know how to explain it, bro.
I don't blame
Bro,
you.
you saw the way you walked in, like
Yeah.
Selecta Suave, DJ, just general musical connoisseur,
Get me.
mixing shit up. It's crazy.
Trust me.
How you been, bro?
I've been amazing, man. I can't lie. Life been treating me real nice. So, you know, we just out here vibing.
That's fantastic.
Get me real steady. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Saying.
Like life, shit's getting more expensive, but it's all right, man.
Yeah, man.
That
Trust
inflation
me.
is a
Alright.
bastard.
Trust me.
Hey, Boris, when I see you,
Working
when I
double
see
time.
you- Hey, listen.
Man, am I doing
If you
overtime
can
just
get-
to afford bottled water? Like,
Facts.
Lord,
Facts.
who's the boy?
Evian.
everyone's
for
now
the
15
Evian.
buff. Like,
We
yeah.
know about boiling the tap water. Yeah. Putting it into a bottle you used the other day.
Man said the
Put some ice cubes in it.
whole distillation,
Cool it
cause you know what I'm
down.
saying?
Even-
Let me boil
even
that
this
tap
w-
water.
Even as what I'm about to drink, I'm thinking twice before sipping.
Man's shaking right now.
I'm just like, hey.
Is there any parasites in this bitch? But yeah, man. We said let's start off. Go on, Darius, you got
Let's
this.
kick it off, man. So, I want to ask you a question. Like, this was really like on my mind. Like, what would you be doing if you wasn't a DJ? Like, where would you be?
What would I be doing if I weren't a DJ? I mean, before I was DJing, I actually had a pretty decent career in the IT thing.
Oh,
You get
sick.
me? So it might have been that, but at the same time, I don't know, man, because you see the way DJing is so convenient for me, yeah, and the way I'm set up, like, that's a very good question. But yeah, it will probably be in the tech industry, to be fair.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, probably something in tech, because obviously, like I said, I was working at IT, so that would have been a decent
Easy
segue into that
yeah.
one. You get me? And you know how everyone and their uncle is flipping UX and UI designing and them things there, and they're just chopping 6 figures.
Project management.
I would have seen
Yeah.
that, and I would have been like, yeah, that's a bit of me.
Yeah. Once you see them figures, you're like anything is a bit of me. Once you
Yeah,
see
man.
some
Hey,
decent fingers,
I
man.
Listen.
want to be an art teacher one time, you know, 'cause I saw the thing, but it's not for me still. I can't draw. That's the same.
You just saw the figures. I thought
I
I could
saw
do
the
this.
figures. I was like, oh, you can actually get good money for being a proper art teacher in one of the universities, and I was like, oh,
Oh, you
let
need.
me try to do that. But I got a 3B in year 9, so
Jesus.
I said appalling.
No, because you know uni's level 5, right? Uni's definitely level 5, so you was a
Hey.
couple steps below.
If I
But
tell it to your
listen.
dad,
That is so funny.
A brother can dream, like, you feel me? But yeah, like, so okay, so what made, because you said you had a decent career in IT and that, so what was it? Just a passion for music that made you say, fuck, I'm gonna stop that and do the DJing thing?
At the time, so this is what happened, innit? At the time, I was sort of building a brand, making a name for myself on the streets of London. So people kind of already knew that what was going on. Do you get what I'm saying?
They knew
But
Selecta was.
at the same time, I weren't really too. I don't really get too deep into my personal life on social media, so not a lot of people knew that I was working a day job at the same time. So what had happened was, I had stumbled upon a very nice situation at the time that enabled me to be able to travel and do my thing overseas and that. Do you get me? So when the opportunity came, I just decided to take a risk and jump at it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I kind of, at the time though, I'll be honest, like I was a bit irresponsible with how I did it. So on one end, it kind of fucked up my relationship with the company that I was working for. But it is what it is, innit? Like, you live and you learn. So yeah, just went out there and just did my thing. And here we are.
I was promoting shows to clients. And
I caught wines to enough of your mixes.
Hey, mission accomplished.
Real talk.
Man was in the
Mashallah.
corner, like this is in the corner, cuz.
Mission accomplished. That's what I wanted to hear. My day's been made.
I always like wonder like what DJs and artists or performers, their first set or their first shows like. What was your first show like that you did?
Do you remember in Dalston there was a place called Birthdays?
Yeah.
So that was where I did my first set. It was for a brand that's actually from West London, actually. Trends London. Shout out Trends.
Oh yeah.
Shout out the Trends gang. Shout out Fees. Shout out BD. Shout out Flex. You know, the whole family and that.
Guys.
So a Fees must have shouted me to do a party. When was this? I want to say 2016 or 2017. So this is a while back. So it was them times he shouted me to come through, do the party and that. Run a quick 1 hour set.
Do you remember what time of year it was?
What time of year it was?
Summertime, winter.
Autumn.
Oh,
It was there for autumn. So it was kind of like in that season where, you know, people are stepping out, like, do you get what I'm saying? In the sort of lead up to winter, you feel me? So, yeah, man, it was a great time still. It was a great time, and it was a good opportunity because at the time, I had been bedroom DJing for time. So I was at that perfect point where I was like, do you know what? I'm ready to take this talent out to the streets, innit?
Okay.
So when that opportunity came through, man just seized it, both hands.
niggas need to see me.
So you put the grind in first. It wasn't like you just went straight to doing events.
Oh, hell no. I wasn't going to go embarrass myself. Hey, funnily enough, yeah.
Fair enough.
Funnily enough, the first time that I'd actually DJed in front of people, yeah, was at like a friend's gathering, innit? And there was this one girl that told me like, nah, come off the decks. And when that happened, yeah, I was like, alright, cool. Do you know what, yeah? Man's got to put in the legwork, innit?
What was you playing that she said come for the text?
I don't even remember, but I think it wasn't what I was playing, it was how I was playing it, innit? So obviously the transitions weren't there. Do you know what I'm saying? The skill and the finesse that I have now weren't there at the time,
Wasn't
innit?
quite there yet.
Do you get me? So when that happened,
The BPMs were just off, like.
but hey, the BPMs are not BPMing, innit? That's what a man's gonna say. You know, like that. So obviously, after that's happened now, I could have taken it to heart and said, F this, innit? But I kind of went away and I did the legwork, and I was like, alright, cool. Do you know what? Yeah, man's gonna pattern, innit? I know that man can do this thing. So put in the legwork, got that first one there, and then the ball just started rolling. Do you feel me? Because after that, I started just going to events by myself. Like when I would just hear about stuff, I'd just go. And I just started meeting different people, and that just led to bare different opportunities for man.
Are you man that can do that? Are different?
Yeah,
people? I can't
trust
do
me.
it.
in a good way, I envy you, man, that can do
Yeah.
that, because I wish I had that in myself in some ways. Because that's not like people who say that like in interviews and that. I'm like, that's you lot are dismissing how that's not an easy thing to do. You're in hella new environments, you don't know no one, and you're just going up to people and just creating relationships out of nothing. And especially in them environments, because niggas are waves, so people are gonna say things and not really mean it. Like you're gas thinking, yeah, I spoke to this one guy, then tomorrow you hit him up and he's like, what are you
Do you know how
talking
many
about?
plans I've made drunk?
That's what
my
I'm saying.
days.
So it's real perseverance to just keep constantly going to events to try and create these
Appreciate that, man.
relationships. So I
Appreciate
fuck with that heavy.
Thank you. At the same time, I kind of didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Because I didn't go uni, innit? And
Okay.
bare of my friends went uni. So it was, and at the time, I was in an apprenticeship. So it's not like I had brethren that I could just phone up on the weekend, like, yo, what you doing? Let's link up. Let's do this. Because everyone was
Everyone's away,
off
yeah.
ends. It was just me. Saying.
Okay.
So I kind of was like, I might as well go out and just meet new people, make some new friends, and that. You get me? Just see what happens in the city, you know?
I think that's the best thing to do as well, because it gives you your confidence to you can walk in any room and feel comfortable.
Hundo. Facts.
Any ends.
Yeah.
No facts. How like okay, so you see when you're doing shows and that, yeah,
Mhm.
how do you decide your sets? Like, what do you take anything into consideration, or do you just know I got banging sets? This is gonna go off anyway.
So what I do is, I separate everything by genre and by time periods, innit?
Okay.
So a good starting point for like most places where I DJ, a good starting point is always like old school hip hop.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking like noughties, like late
Yeah,
90s
yeah,
and that.
Yeah.
So because it's such a universal like kind of music, like literally everybody kind of knows at least one tune from that
Yeah.
time period.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? And after I've kind of got a grip on what kind of audience I have in the room, that's when man can start taking it into different directions. You get me? So it's like man can go do the reggae thing, man can do the dancehall thing, man can do that Afrobeats thing. And even with the Afrobeats, it's like man can take it old school, man can take it new school. You know, like
Yeah.
it's kind of like my approach to it is to find like a universal kind of music that I can kind of tell that everyone in the room can kind of gravitate to, lock them in, and then from there start picking out what I can and can't do at the time. You feel me?
How long does that process take for you when you're in the room? Like,
Was it before?
or is it even before? Yeah, in fact, is it even before?
Yeah, sometimes it can be before, because sometimes when I walk into a party, I'm not the first DJ.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So I can kind of tell that, alright, cool. This is the kind of crowd that it is. Okay, this is the kind of pattern that man's gonna run tonight. And
That's
even then,
I'm
like
not
man
doing
can
it
jump on and just change my mind 5 minutes in. You feel me? So it's one of them ones where like with the experience that man's gathered over the years, I've kind of developed this sixth sense.
Yeah.
So I can kind of just tell
You can
instinctively.
read
Like,
the room.
yeah, I can read the room.
That's a great life skill to have as well, because now you could just transfer that into any room
He's
you go
like,
into. Like,
There's
you know what
bare
I'm saying?
things in here. Let me just
Exactly.
Like,
Which is why I always tell people, like, even if you have no intention of taking the skill out to the world, even if it's just like you just want to know the basics, learning to DJ is a very, very good thing to have, especially if you want to build on your social skills. Like, trust me, it's a very, very like good skill to have.
I've
I'll be
never
real.
actually looked at it like that. Why would you say it's good for social skills? Because someone might just think, right, what do you mean? Like, you're behind the booth or behind the decks. How does it help with your social skills?
Cause when you're learning how to DJ and you're learning how to like select tunes that will be effective for the purpose that you want it to be effective for, you have to consider shit. Do you get me? And the key word is consideration. You actually have to think about, alright, cool, what do I like that also they would like?
Yeah.
Do you get me? Where is the middle ground whereby both parties can enjoy themselves? Do you get me? The DJ and the audience. Even if it's just like a basic thing where you just want to go on Instagram Live and just fling out some tunes. Do you get me? You have to. You actually have to think about, what do I like that other people are gonna like? Do you get me? And also in that, while DJing, you have to build a relationship with your listeners.
Yeah.
Do you get me? You have to, bro. You have like, if you have an hour set, you have an hour to build a relationship with the people you're playing to.
Yeah.
You feel me? And you can't just do that at the drop of a hat. That's something you have to practice.
What was your proudest moment, like DJing, or after a set? Did someone say, "Hey, let me get that mix"? Let me. I wish you'd, like.
Yeah, when was that first
When was that
moment?
first
'Cause you
moment?
probably
He's
had
like,
that a
I'm
couple
the-
times
I'm the
now.
guy.
When was the
Like,
first moment when you're like, okay, I'm this guy and this shit now? Like, yeah, the ego said, no, I can really go with this now.
Alright, so this is like prime SoundCloud days, isn't it? Do you get me? That's just when everyone's banging out SoundCloud. Like,
Shout out SoundCloud.
this was before like Apple Music was a thing, and before Spotify like really took
Damn.
off.
Yeah.
So I was on Twitter and I had been gassing like this mix that I was gonna drop for time, but the whole time I was just stalling it. Do you get me? I was stalling it like a madman. Yeah. And then I must have set a date, yeah. And in my head, I'm thinking, yeah, man's gonna bang this out before this day. I got caught up with so much shit, yeah, that it got to the day now, and I'm just scratching my head. I'm thinking, what? Just tell these people like, the thing's delayed and that. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, bro, if I do that to myself, yeah, I've kind of like, I've shot myself in the foot, low key. So a man's done a madness, and like the ideas just started banging out in my head, like, let's say 3 hours before the time I've set is up in it. So man's just banged it out quickly, and I've just shut my eyes and I've just pressed upload, innit? I can't remember how long it took, but like after I dropped it, the reception on social media was nuts. But I'm thinking, yeah, like anyone can press retweet, anyone can just drop a comment, whatever, cool. But let's see what the actual players are saying, innit? So man's been hitting refresh every hour. And by the end of the day, I think I was on like 100 and something. And like, to me now, that's sort of like, you get me, like 100, like, you know what I'm saying? Man can do that with my eyes closed. But at the time, considering that I was essentially a quote unquote nobody in the DJing world, I was like, raw, like, low key, man's getting a little bit of traction. Like, couple days go by, and man's hit the thousands. Do you get me? And I'm like,
in a couple days.
Oh my God. I'm like, oh, well, damn.
Especially back then as well. This is different algorithm back then.
Right. The way the algorithms were set up back then are not the way they are set up now, innit? I didn't have no TikTok discovery. This thing.
Exactly.
Get me? It did not work like that. This was straight organic interaction. So literally the numbers like just started growing exponentially, and I'm just like, wow. And the real kicker was, the fact that people were hitting me up like, yo, I need you to DJ here. I need you to DJ there. So man's getting the paid opportunities off that.
Damn,
so at that point, that's when I'm like, hey, this is it. This is it. Literally, like, especially where I'm working a full-time job as well. And man's getting opportunities outside of work, and I'm able to juggle the two. Like, that period of time in my life was just like, I'm living a movie, blood. Like, this is crazy.
Facts.
I never imagined this, ever.
Facts.
It's mad because you were stalling as well.
Do you get me?
Yeah, he was stalling, and then he said, fuck it, eyes closed. I'm going to press that.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it works out as well, because think about it, you put it on there, and then fair enough, one person's playing it, but he's playing it at a whole motive, and everyone's like, oh shit, what mix is that?
And this is
You know
exactly what happened. I'm happy you said that. That's exactly what happened, and that happens to this day.
That happens today. Yeah.
The amount of times man sent me a link to one of your mixes or a song, and I'm like, oh, I found a new favorite artist.
Yeah, it's true. That's the beautiful thing about music, innit? Because it's like literally, if you like something, they've made it in a way where like you can really just spread that shit around.
Word of mouth is the best market.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Mate.
especially for music and creative shit.
Yeah.
Because when you feel someone telling you it's sick and
Yes.
you get that
And it's
energy,
someone you trust as well.
then it's like, you know what, I'm gonna give this shit a chance
And
now.
then when it is sick, it's like, okay, now
yeah.
you go and check the whole catalogue.
Facts.
And next thing you know, you're a fan, you're following
Facts.
them on social
Facts.
media and going to their events.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, above all that as well, you know how much bread word of mouth has made me, bro? Hey, you know how much money that shit's made me? Oh man, I can only be grateful, on God.
That's dope though, because obviously you said you was working and you basically had two professions at the same time. Because once you start getting paid for something, it's your profession now, isn't it?
Literally.
So the fact that you was able to juggle the both, like what in yourself did you have that made you like have that mentality that you could do both and keep going with your actual 9 to 5 and then creating them relationships for events and stuff?
I would say it worked really well because they both kind of tied into each other.
Okay.
So one aspect of DJing, is like the technician aspect. So if you're DJing and then all of a sudden everything switches off, what do you do?
Figure out
Stuff
why
freestyle,
emphasis-
Right. With what I was doing at the time in the apprenticeship that I was doing, that was basically my day job.
Okay.
I was on an IT help desk. So when you
Okay.
call, so you see that number that you call, my computer's not working. Fix it.
You're the one that's telling me to turn it off and turn it back on again.
Dead ass.
Fuck's sake, bro.
Hey, I know you hate me, but it works. I swear down. 9 times out of 10, it works.
I know it does.
We get mad because we feel stupid. That's why niggas get mad. Why did I just think of that in the first place?
Yeah, like,
Yeah, but yeah, continue.
yeah, like, so the technician aspect and me refining my skills in that department, it helped a lot in me becoming a successful DJ, especially because, like, if let's say I got like a private booking, like someone's birthday or something like that, and something just doesn't work, and you just pull up and fix it like that, everyone's looking at you like you're God.
Yeah.
On God, everyone's looking at you like you got the Midas touch.
This nigga's a genius.
Do you get me? Do you get me? Like, and where I started working with like brands and stuff on the DJ side of things, that's where like that really shined, because like, for example, someone else could be having trouble at an event that I'm booked to play at, or the DJ before me is having trouble, yeah? If I fix the problem now, the people who are doing all the booking are looking at me like, if we book you, nothing's going to go wrong.
Yeah.
Literally, everything is going
You
to
don't
run
have to have
smoothly
a
as
guy.
butter.
You don't have to have a guy shadowing you. Just
Do you get me?
and,
You ain't got to call no sound engineer to come and leave his desk and do da 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 da. We can just leave everything in your hands and know that everything is going to be fine. That kind of security is not something that you can just get out of nowhere.
People love a problem solver.
This is it.
Man's getting a 4-in-1, you know.
Exactly.
Do you get me?
4-in-1 rates, though.
Package deal, you get me? Package.
And the thing is, like, with parties and that couple minutes where they're trying to figure out the sound is mad important, because you could suck out all the energy in the room if it's, and then now niggas are disinterested.
Put
man,
the
are
fucking music back
yeah,
on,
bro.
bro.
I'm going to roll a zoot now. I'm outside, and then by the time you're ready, half a party's gone.
Do you get it?
You know what I'm saying? And the energy's different now.
Do you get it? And one very important aspect that I built at that job that helped me in the whole technician aspect of things was the building of composure in situations like that. Do you get me? Like you said, that those couple seconds when the music cuts out and everyone's looking at you, some people crack under the pressure.
Yeah.
A lot of people crack under pressure. I've seen it happen with my 2 eyes. As for me, however, sorry to say, I'm built different. That could never be me. Do you get me? Like, man pattern's different. Like,
I'm not sweating under that.
listen,
No way.
cold as ice.
Yeah.
Talk that shit, man.
Cold as ice.
Talk that
Trust
shit.
me, dog. So yeah, like, just making use of them transferable skills and just putting them to the max. Like,
Facts.
yeah, literally.
More of a creative question. What's your favorite genre to make mixes of? Or is it just whatever good music you like?
I've been thinking about this recently as well. That's what's crazy. I think, yeah, it's weird because I built a name off DJing like hip hop and like new school trap, innit? Do you get me? Like your Lil Uzis, your Young Thugs and all of that stuff. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I would say, you know Rico Mars, innit? Rico Mars, DJ Rico Mars. Yeah. So me and him kind of were like in the same bracket in terms of the come up. Do you get what I'm saying? But he went down the proper specialist route. You feel me? As for me, now I would say that is either old school reggae or new school Afro beats. That's kind of like when I'm having fun DJing, it's kind of those 2 genres that I'm really flexing with. But at the same time, a hip hop set gets spun with my eyes closed. You feel me?
That's like you doing your own playlist on your phone almost, isn't it?
Do you get what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, man, that reggae and like Afro beats right now is just it just brings a different kind of energy into the room, innit?
It's perfect.
You feel me? Like, perfect. So
Perfect party music.
And you said you're not like the first DJ on, innit?
it depends.
Depends.
But sometimes it depends on the position, because sometimes if you're
That's
just
what I
the
was gonna
first
say.
DJ, you might
Yeah.
start off. But I feel when like the parties get into the point where everyone's drinking, everyone's just in a vibe. If you're like the middle DJ and then you just come on with a perfect set, people remember you there and then.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because that's the height of their
exactly.
energy,
That's the
and
peak.
you've
That's
just
the
kind of
peak.
matched it,
Yeah.
and now everyone's going crazy.
Yeah. It's I would say like even that it's just the music connoisseurs, that people that really know their shit, that will give you your big ups on like an opening set or a closing set. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you play like a personalized song, like you know, there's some songs that you listen to that no one else would listen to.
Yeah,
no
like
one in your
some
group
super
does.
niche shit.
And then when the DJ plays it, you're like thinking in your head, raw.
And you know when they do it with a fire mix as well, like,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
"Wow,
Right.
I didn't even know this would sound hard on this beat. I'm just
Right.
there like, nah, yeah, I'm going off now.
That's happened to me so many times. Like,
The money wheel up.
you get me? That's happened to me so many times. It's like, for example, I remember, I think this was like 2018, I think. I must have played the A2 tune in the rave, yeah? And bare people came up to me and was like, bruv, like, I don't know how I've just realized this, but I've never actually heard someone play an A2 song in a party.
Bro.
And I'm like, wait, what?
Do you know how much like as a party goer you appreciate the DJ when he plays a song you thought you would
Never
never
hear
hear?
on
on
a
a
party.
Serious deep cut in it.
It
Yeah,
resonates
that's me.
with you in your soul.
That's my brand.
Yeah, because it's like,
Your
because
soul.
some of the tunes that DJs leave off listen, I'm like, this would actually go off. I know it might not be the biggest tune, but if you present it in the right way, you're gonna get people that know the tune, and you're gonna get people that, bro, what is this tune?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do
you get a kick off that?
3 a.m. in the morning.
100%.
Shazamming 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, blood, I'm in the middle of the rave, like.
Oh, I need this song.
Yo,
Yeah.
100%.
Is there? I have one question though. Like, what one song? Yeah, do you actually like hate playing, but you know you have to play it?
That's a good
Song.
fucking question.
That's
That
a
is a very
great
good
question.
question.
That's a very, very good question. I was actually talking about this the other day to someone. You see the song Candy by Cameo,
Yeah.
the electric slide
Yeah,
dance.
yeah, yeah.
Bro,
You hate it?
What?
I can't stand that song.
That's the
Oh,
that's
that's
the
That's
the black
That
national
song is so
anthem.
bad.
Hey,
That
yo,
song is
that's
so
a black
bad.
national
Hey,
That
That
song
is
is
a
so
deeper
He
one,
bad.
said that
you know?
that
it's-
came from
that's
his
so
soul, like.
bad. I swear that- you know what
My
it
heart
is,
in
yeah?
two. That's one dance that's one thing I feel that it's for everyone. Like even people that got no rhythm, you just got to move left
True.
and right.
Your
but I hear
grandmother's
you.
getting
True,
up,
but
bro.
it's just so cliche. Like the thing is, like,
Fair enough.
I can't count on my hands, yeah, the amount of times I've ended a party with that song, and it's just like I just don't want to do it anymore.
If
I
you
just
remove-
don't want to do
I
it
hear
anymore.
you.
People will ask me to play the song, and I'll screw them. I won't even say nothing. I'll just screw you.
Nah, you don't ask for it.
You don't,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
I'll
ask
just
for
screw
it.
you.
If
I'll
you-
just-
bro,
if you ask
like,
for it,
we didn't.
you're not
Yeah, you're the DJ. We're not asking because you would have spun the set nicely anyway. But I'm not gonna just ask for Candy on top of
If
it.
there's more than
Please.
20 black people in the room, it's getting played anyway. You don't need to
Yeah,
ask.
fact. That's a fact.
You don't need to ask.
That's a
bro.
What would
fact.
you replace that song with if you had the choice as a closer? Because I know everyone
that's a
likes
good
to end the party with that. What would you replace it with?
I feel like it might be a smooth Afro beat.
The one song that I've actually been ending parties with like really frequently these days. You see that song, Hours and Hours. I played. The thing is though, I play that song primarily for the girls because you just the roof comes off when and by the time they even stepping out to the cloakroom, yeah, to try and get their jackets and that, they can't speak to the person at the cloakroom, and that's what I want. I want your vocal cords to be burnt the fuck out. Do you get me?
Yeah,
But
no, I really love that song still.
trust me, if it's not that, then it has to be one of them proper smooth like R&B cuts. So
Okay, that
I would
makes sense,
say
yeah.
like a young Daniel Caesar. Do you get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's something that everyone loves. So
Something
yeah.
that lets you know it's time to grab somebody.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
The party's ending. Get your mates. Get
Trust me.
your mates.
Trust me.
Oh fuck! I had a question.
What?
Ye-
Sorry.
Sorry, no. I was gonna ask. What's your? Do you try and like see if you find like a new tune? Maybe people ain't banging in their sets. Maybe it's something you love. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you find a good way like to slip it into your set if you feel like you can add it into your set?
That's an amazing question. I like that one. I would say, yeah, I'll always prepare.
Excuse
I'll
me.
always prepare. That you see that kind of song that you're talking about, yeah. Before and after it, yeah. I'll have a song that is kind of like that's a banger, yeah, but it's not like Chief Keef. I don't like tear the roof off the building banger. Do you get what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
hear what you're saying.
It's just something that's like you know that's kind of like warm. Do you get what I'm saying? So then I'll play that, and then I'll play the song that they don't know. Yeah, that I'm thinking, right, you lot probably don't know this, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I'm gonna take a risk and try it. See how it goes, and then if it gets received well in that environment, then I'll test drive it in another environment. Do you get what I'm saying? But always after that song, man has to have that an undisputed banger
Yeah, okay, that
ready
makes sense.
on tap. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because the one thing that I don't want to do is to start fucking with the energy levels and take it too far down,
Yeah.
and then people start to lose interest. You get what I'm saying? Man's got to take the energy all the way up and then see where we go from there. You get
Test
it?
the waters and you see.
No, that makes sense.
See if you get the reaction you want. If not, back up.
Yeah, because
has to be
if you
strategic
put
as
an
well.
undisputed banger after, you're gonna forget about the middle tune that you just
Right.
played. Yeah. So
Right.
that, yeah.
You
So
get
you
me?
gotta just switch it up real quick.
You get me? And people always remember the W's more than the L's. You get what I'm saying? Like if you play a bad song in a set, like cool, just play a banger, literally.
Yeah.
And the damage, if the quote unquote damage has already been done, you just reversed it.
It's like
It's like a
basketball.
Uno reverse thing quickly.
Yeah.
Another question. What's the one most common question you get asked now that you're DJing, performing in places? I know it might be maybe your boys asking you, can you slide me in if they can't come to the motive or they ain't got a ticket?
Mhm.
Or is it something else like, there might be an up and coming artist and they'll be like, can you slide my song in there or something like that?
Funnily enough, that actually doesn't happen to me that often. No, it doesn't happen.
I would
to me that
I would
often.
have thought that happened a lot actually.
It doesn't
yeah.
really happen to me that often.
Oh, so people have manners around you. That's crazy.
I put my hands together and I'm grateful for it, you know?
Yeah, because you get a lot of once you see like you get friends where they see you popping in like a certain scene. Now they want to be the groupie.
Yeah.
Now they want that's my guy. I
Luckily-
known him from Yay High. These times you met him last week.
Honestly, luckily enough, that doesn't happen to me that often.
No, that's
You get
good.
me?
I'm happy that
'Cause,
doesn't
like,
happen to you still.
You get me? Because realistically, as a person, yeah, like even me doing on this podcast, like the amount of depth that I'm going into with stuff, I don't talk about like stuff like that on social media too tough. Do you get what I'm saying? I used to, but now not anymore.
Appreciate it.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm very like,
Thanks.
you get me? I'm very, I don't want to say closed off, but I keep things on a very need to know
Trying
basis.
to be an enigma.
You get me?
Mysterious.
You get
you
me?
know?
Just
Business
keep
and
it,
personal life section.
yeah, keep a little bit of like aura of mystery.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But I think the one thing that I probably get asked the most is people just ask me to play a certain song.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? People ask me for requests. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's always a hard no. Literally, it's always just a stiff no.
You're playing Afrobeats. They're asking for stick talk.
You get me?
What?
Just, no.
It's a stick talk, you know.
Oh, do you take requests? No. You get me? It's like it's not one of those things that I feel like a lot of people make a fuss about it, but it's really not that serious. You just have to say no, and that's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Same thing. It works. Consent. Like you ask me to do something, I say no. Can't say nothing after that.
Yeah.
Well,
Simple
'cause
as.
you got paid to be there anyway. So
You get me? I got
either
paid to
enjoy
do a
the
job.
music or bust
Yeah.
out.
Do you get me? I got paid to do a job. I'm gonna do it. Like you can't come and take the time out of your good day to come and try and start doing music curator. you ain't got the minerals like that, babes. You ain't got the minerals like that, my guy.
I
Like,
don't think you have the facilities.
concentrate. You get me? Concentrate, please. And let's just be enjoying ourselves, innit? But yeah, like, people ask me for guest lists all the time. I always pattern them. Like, it's not really that big of a deal to me. You know what I'm saying?
I can attest.
Do you get me? Like, you ask me, bro, I'll do it. I'm not gonna lie. If I can't facilitate it, then it is what it is. Like, or if I can't facilitate it, I will normally try and figure something out just to make it easier for my peoples to be where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never really been one of those guys that's just like, no, don't ask me for guest list, don't ask me for guest list. Because what's it there for?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah,
Like,
facts.
That's a good way to approach it, you know, because a lot of people would be the other way and they'd be like, nah, you can't come on. If I do this, I can't put anyone on the guest list when these times they can, or they just fill it with 2 girls.
They just don't want to put you on
Yeah.
it.
no, that's a very valid point.
They
Still.
got Jones coming.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. You get me? And to be honest, 9 times out of 10, yeah, when people are moving stiff, like it's just because they're scared of what will happen on the door and that. But I personally know, yeah, that being a DJ, I get an incredible amount of leeway to do shit that I'm not supposed to do. You get what I'm saying? So,
I mean, to be fair, you're in control of the party.
You get me?
As soon as
Like-
you walk in, you're in control of the party.
you feel me?
And it's true because if they fuck up your mood, the whole
Yeah.
thing's fucked up.
You get me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
no
you
one's
can't-
having fun, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
No one's having fun.
I'm just here to get paid now. It's not even to make this party.
Hey, what? I will make sure your party is on -100. No, I'm joking. I'm playing.
Yeah, bro, we're joking out here. It's all
You get me?
jokey
Yeah.
jokes.
It's all fun and games, okay?
Has there been like any like madnesses you run into where you're like, right, like what have I just stepped into where you're thinking, even me with my ice cold veins, I may not be able to solve this one? And if the answer is no, that's cool.
You don't have to be humble on here. It's cool.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of situations where it's just been like, well, yeah, this is outside of my jurisdiction. This it's above me. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's
It's
above my
pay grade.
It's actually above me. Like, yeah, because sometimes with some promoters, sometimes they're new or they're inexperienced or they're just not effective at what they're trying to do. Sometimes it's just one of them ones where like the DJ can't be Superman, innit? Like the DJ can't magically like
Stop this fight.
do you get what I'm saying? I mean, DJ can't do that. The DJ can't magically make your room full. The DJ can't magically just get people to stand up when they're comfortably sitting down, and the person who's running the party wants everyone to stand up and dance and shit. Do you get me? Like there's so many things that are just outside of my jurisdiction. The only thing that I can do is roll through, to play the bangers, and everything else is just
It's in God's hands.
do you get what I'm saying? You feel me? So
because a lot of that is down to their planning. Like
Yeah.
You're part of the planning. You're one part of it. You can't make up for the fact that the drinks are shit. You can't make up for the fact that there's no food, maybe, like, and you said you promised food,
Right.
and now everyone's vexed. Like, it's
right.
what did they want you to do, fam? You didn't
Right.
like.
So you pissed off everyone that come in and you expect me to fix it?
Yeah,
Cool.
like pay
You
me
have
as an
manners,
event
bro.
manager. Then let me run your events for you, and then we can talk about it. Like,
Manners
fuck.
and respect. That's it.
You feel me? Like, yeah, apart from that, nah, you know, I don't really run into too many situations where it's like, there's absolutely nothing I can do. Because there's a solution to every problem, innit? But more time, if like I said, it's outside of my jurisdiction, I ain't sweating it. I'm just going to do
It's a
what I
good
can.
mentality
And,
to
do you
have.
know what I'm saying?
Like DJing and like especially like music industry in general is very like male dominated.
Mhm.
So it's like power
100%.
and just people involved as well.
Mhm.
Like, is there any like women DJs that you want to give a shout out or that you rate personally?
That I rate. There's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like the women in the DJing thing are killing it right now. I'll be so real. You get me? I want to give a shout out to my good friend Sydney Love. She's out in America. So comes to the UK every now and then just to shut it down all over the place.
Dope.
Lalo Black. You know what I'm saying? Another good friend of mine doing things in the electronic scene, shutting it down everywhere she goes.
The electronic scene is different.
Trust me.
It's different.
And even that scene as well, bruv. You think the hip hop scene is bad, blood? The
Yeah,
electronic
no.
scene.
Yeah, them man are.
Oh God.
Them man. Hey, bro, you seen like Steve Aoki and them man. Have you seen when they perform at festivals and that?
Brother.
It's crazy.
Brother.
Them, like,
Yeah, man's crowd surfing,
Yeah.
man's bro. The energy is different.
You see a beach ball flying in the air, then you see a person flying in the air. It's like what?
Trust me, that
Yeah,
shit's crazy, bro.
I mean,
The fuck?
That shit is insane.
T-shirts flying through cannons and that. It's mad, bro. Yo, it's crazy. But I like that though, because even though it's not my scene, but I appreciate the fact that like that they can get them man to move mad like that.
Yeah, their stage production is crazy.
Crazy,
bro.
yeah,
It's
that's
insane.
Do you see yourself doing festivals and that?
Yeah, 100%.
What would you do differently, or who would you look at? So what DJ do you look at now, like who's doing festivals that you're saying, you know what, their source I would like to not copy but
Incorporate
into your.
Nope.
No one.
Nope.
sticking
I
to
hear that.
yourself.
I hear
Me,
that.
bruv.
The originality is there.
Selecta Suave is one of them things that is just incomparable. I'll be
I
real.
hear that. I hear that.
It's like it's just man.
Leaving your source.
But also, while the names are in my head, a few more
sorry,
female DJs that I want to female DJs. I hate that phrase so much. I don't know why it just rolled off my tongue like that.
DJs.
But a few more women in the DJing space that I want to give a shout out to: Gozy Diamond, Joss Wavy, Joss.
Man, am I saying yeah for a different reason though?
Bruv, I've always maintained the fact, yeah. Apart from she is definitely beautiful. I'll be so real, respectfully, yeah. Her DJing talent is not. You can't play with that.
Yeah,
I'll be so real. You don't even try it. Trust me. Don't play with that.
I'll be honest.
Facts.
Ballon d'Or level.
I didn't know she was a DJ until I saw her post one of her sets on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started checking out her stuff, and I was like, she's actually
Nah, she's
yeah,
legit.
cool.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, and she's a producer as well. And she's like, it's trust me, like her thing's different. Just watch and see, like her thing's different. I'm telling you, it's separate. You know,
Talent.
facts. Who else do I want to give a shout out to? Fire Dread, even though they're not a woman. Karen Yame KG. And all the rest of my wonderful friends in the DJing space that aren't male. You get me? Because there's a lot of them. If I could list all of them, but we'd be here forever, innit? But just know, man loves you lot, innit? You get me? Let's get this money together. Facts.
About.
There's enough money in the world for everyone.
Facts.
I want to spin it
You
back
can
to
get this paper.
who was like the biggest influence on your musical taste?
The biggest influence on my musical taste.
Could be a family member.
That's a good
Could
question,
be-
you know, because
It could be an artist.
Yeah.
Hmm.
A friend.
you can even put like as a collective, like maybe like it could have been like your secondary school days, your group of friends you had,
Your
like
art
college,
teacher. By accident.
art teacher.
Mm.
Oh.
You know what? Yeah, like growing up in my yard, like there's like I was always surrounded by CDs. Do you get what I'm saying? I was just surrounded by CDs. So, just in general, like having like a very broad range of like music to just pick from. Like I can just like, bro, there's like huge shelves of just CDs in my crib. I could just pick one out. One of them might be Jay-Z, the Black Album. One of them might be like a Mayway CD from fucking the Don from, I think it's Ivory Coast. Yeah.
Okay.
One of them could be like a Fuji thing, a Nigerian Fuji thing. Bro, just
Is that your parents' stuff or?
literally, do you get me? So,
See, shout out to Black
Yeah,
parents,
yeah,
bro.
do you get me? So there's just bare like,
know
there's
about
bare
Jay-Z?
CDs.
Did your parents have like the CD folder?
Bro,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Yes,
yeah,
literally.
man.
Everyone had.
Literally.
That's what I love growing
Had
up.
the amp,
late
had-
90s,
It's in
baby.
the house. There's one in the
Yeah.
car.
Bro, there's
Come
bears.
on.
Do you get me? Even on like car rides, like, do you get me? It's just
Yeah.
the massive like thing. And it's crazy because even the a UE episode, I think it was the last one where you lot was talking about like the internet and social media, like
Yeah.
growing up in
Yeah.
that era. It's crazy because growing up in that era is probably what made me like delve deeper into that, because when you got things like LimeWire, when you got things like MSN, when everyone is just
yeah.
sharing tunes with each other.
Facts.
Do you get me? When people are Bluetooth, people are downloading tunes of
Oh.
IM1 music,
The
Mm.
Walkman.
Bluetoothing it to each other, the
Tubity.
Walkman thing,
Fam.
Tubity,
Tubity,
YouTube
hey.
converter, all of that
Hey.
stuff. Like, I always
I still use YouTube.
champion the fact that man's an internet kid at the core of it, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So man was just yanking everything and anything that I
Same.
could off the net, especially when I learned how to. When I learned how to, just do you get me? Redacted. You get me? So yeah, like where I was like, I don't know, like 13, 14, like my iPod Touch was screaming for space, like, do you get me? Because I just had loaded it with so much
We
music.
don't have the capacity.
Just don't have the capacity. I swear down. Literally, my phone, my Sony Ericsson, the SD card was full. My BlackBerry full.
Yeah, facts.
iPod Touch full. As much music as I could have loaded on anything, I would have done it, innit? And just exposing myself to so many different like musical cultures, especially like around the world and stuff. Like, when I got to a point where I was like, I actually need to make something of this. Like, I've got such a mad taste in music, I might as well profit off it. How do I do that? DJing, simple as.
Facts.
That's amazing.
Facts. No, I remember them days because, fam, that's when you really had to. Because
Listen,
that's when my
iPod Touch
mum
was
started actually
screaming.
getting me nice phones and that. So I remember I had the Walkman in it. So I had to get the extra 32 gig memory card. 'Cause I was just storing that. I just went on my cousin's laptop. I said, "Yeah, give me all of this shit."
Yep.
I just went through it.
Load me.
Yeah.
And I just went through all of it, and that's how I started picking up.
Did
like,
you
my
burn any CDs onto that?
No, my dad used to do that though, and my dad used to do
I said-
cassette tapes as well.
I used to have to do that for my mum, bro.
Yeah, man.
Mum had iTunes, no iPhone, iPod in sight. What the hell?
Yeah.
Just to put in the damn CDs,
Do you know what's
bro.
do you know what's peak though? Yeah, as a youth, yeah, I can't lie. I baited out the fact that I was good with music too early, because then I had to start copying CDs.
Yeah.
and shit.
Oh,
Jarring,
yeah, yeah. You
jarring.
man, you You man
Jarring.
were getting put to work. You man had the big fuck off folder with the CDs. Oh, which mixtape did you run again?
Bro, I'm not even good with. I'm not even that great with like computers and stuff. But once my mum saw me press Control C and Control V to copy and paste, she said, "Yeah, you're the one.
You unlocked the fucking boy.
Scan this for me. Yeah, burn this on the CD. Yeah, do this." I was
The
like,
thing is, you tell your family as well, you know. Next year you got your auntie, your
Oh,
favorite album.
no.
"Oh my god."
Now she's asking you to find it. Like,
Yeah.
I
Ripperton,
wasn't
yeah.
born. Who is this?
She don't even know the title of the song. She's all singing the song to you. You're gonna find it like that.
Can you put this on the CD? It's a
I try to
vinyl.
use man as human Shazam and thing. Like, what is?
Not gonna lie, I've done that before. Like, I pressed Shazam and I've like tried to sing the song and it didn't work.
There's some feature on Google apparently that you can do that with.
Yeah,
Is
definitely.
it?
You could do that. So now you can like hum a melody and it will figure out the melody for you.
Yeah, we'll try to figure it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Google got that too.
Do you
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, Google,
Do
yeah.
you go like sample hunting? Like you hear a song and like, what's that sample? And you go on like, who sampled and stuff?
100%. Yeah,
Bro.
especially because the funniest thing is, before DJing, I learned how to produce before I learned how to DJ.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So just like sampling and all of that stuff was kind of like bread and butter to me.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know what I'm saying, like man can chop up a young sample and just make a banger out of it one time.
It always
get
hurts
me?
when you can't find the song. as
Yeah,
well.
that one hurts.
Oh,
Especially if you
man.
got it on the tip of your tongue, like you're like, I know this thing, but I can't quite remember where this is sampled from.
Why does this not exist on the net at all?
And
bro?
Facts.
where I've got ADHD as well, it's like that happens a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially the way my memory works, yeah. It can be right there.
Yeah,
Be right there, gone the next second. And it's just
You're
like, well,
speaking my language.
it's just
Yeah.
gone with the wind. It is what it is. I
And then
just
they
have
might
to charge
pop
it
up
to the
3
game.
months later.
yeah.
Aye, that feeling is so priceless. I swear on everything. Yeah. Oh my god.
And it's always at a random time.
Yeah.
You're not even thinking about anything to do with that. And it'll just
Yeah.
pop
It's
in
just
your
like,
head,
oh
yeah.
my days.
Or just play randomly on shuffle. It's like, oh, fuck.
Do you know where that happened? Do you know?
I had it already. I had it already. It was there.
No cap.
You know where that happens to me the most? Yeah, it happens to me in like stores and stuff because obviously stores they're not gonna play they're not gonna play super hip hop shit, but you might catch the sample and be like, oh shit, that's
from
where this is
somewhere.
from. Oh, mad thing.
Yeah.
It happens to me
Facts.
all the time, and
All the
I'll just
time,
note
bro.
it down like, alright, cool. But does that help with mixing and that?
Yeah.
Because obviously I could think if you know how to like remove a sample, that means you could just throw you understand what beat could work with this particular tune. and what
Yeah,
makes it
literally.
go.
Like even with like samples and stuff, like just some like creative tricks while DJing, cause that feeling of a sample, like playing the original song, some people know it, and then flipping it into like a current tune that's used that sample, like sometimes that can give like a very strong reaction from the crowd, and people like that kind of shit. Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
love that shit
People like when DJs like use their musical knowledge and just do some really crazy shit with it.
Yeah.
You know
It
what I'm
shows
saying?
that you put thought into your craft. You know?
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Facts. It's not
Yeah,
you're not just playing music on a
Mm.
pre-recorded set and that. It's
Facts.
like, actually doing that live now.
Them Serato
Literally.
DJs. Are you like snobbish about people who are coming to DJing and they're not really taking the craft seriously?
Do you know what? Yeah, my whole thing is. That's a very good point. Actually, it's a very good question. Thank you for asking that. Before, I was. Do you get me? Before I would say like when I was like 2-3 years deep into the game, like I was definitely quite snobbish about like these influencer DJs, DJs that come through, use controllers, put it on top of the decks, this, that, la di da di da. Right now, my whole premise is get it how you live it, innit?
Okay.
Get me? Cash out however you can live it.
I can
Because
see
realistically,
gas prices are way too high.
like, on God, like, bro, listen, get it how you live it. Like, bro, you could be doing so much worse to get money, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Fair enough.
if you're gonna do a cheeky thing just to cut a check, bro, do your thing, innit? Well, all I know is I'm very secure in my talent and my craft, innit? I know that there's nothing or anything that can block what is already intended for man, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? The clientele that man's got that book me on a regular basis, they already know how man's thing is set up. Whereby some other people, like, it's like you said, there's more than enough money for everyone
Yeah.
to eat, innit?
I feel you.
For people who are less experienced and for people who are more experienced. For people that are looking to cut a quick check and bounce, and for people that want to make a livelihood out of it.
Yeah.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? However, how much longevity certain paths may have different to others, that's up for debate, innit? As we all know. But my whole thing is, as I said, get how you live it, mate.
Yeah, no.
Just get that money, blood.
That's how you know you're secure.
high.
That's how you know you're secure, and you know, like, because more time you can hate on them influencer DJs, but you're gonna last longer because you're paying more attention. You're taking
Facts.
more attention to your
Them
craft and
influencer
that.
DJs might just pick it up and just say,
Yeah, some people, as I said, just do it for like a
Just
quick
do it-
little.
yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
quick little
money
check.
and
Yeah,
stuff like
exactly.
that.
Deep it, yeah. Like, people will chat shit about influencer DJs. Cool. The kind of checks that them man are cutting and the kind of checks that people that the people that are chatting shit are cutting are two completely different scales, you know.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
get
true.
me? You can either complain or you can do something to put yourself in that position. Do you get me? Like, it's one of the
possible.
two.
it's possible.
It's definitely possible. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's more than enough people out there that are really good DJs that decided to swerve off, really build on their brand as a personality or as an influencer or whatever,
Facts.
and then merge the two and just cut stupid bags. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's doable, innit? Like,
There's
like
many
I said,
paths to becoming successful, as you said. So.
you know what I'm saying? You can complain or you can get better. It's up to you, innit?
And you can't be mad at man using their likeness to step ahead of you, like,
Oh yeah,
because
like,
they worked hard to get that likeness anyway.
And
So
also stop pocket watching.
facts,
Stop pocket watching.
facts.
yes sir, this nigga
Stop
spitting.
watching.
I hit that Don DeMarco from
Don-
Yeah, no, like
Thanks,
it's
guys.
true, man. More time, like you said, insecurities. Like, it's man letting the insecurities come through when they're chatting shit. Because if you really care about your craft, you know that you're gonna get there one day anyway. So why hate? Just embrace it.
Facts, bro. The game is to be played, innit? Like,
Facts.
bruv, some people, like, bro, it's even like God fam. Some people will just load up their chronos or whatever and start aimbotting everyone in the lobby, innit? Certain man will put in the work. Certain man will put in the work, yeah, and train that aim, yeah, and
Yeah.
make sure they just run down at everyone. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's so
I'm
many
there for the
different ways to
first
play
guy.
it.
I'm just shooting everything. I'm shooting the sky. My hand-eye coordination is too dead.
Yeah, high-end coordination.
Oh, God.
Go put your sensitivity down, man.
Oh my
Nice.
days. That is
Now turn the
funny,
aim
blood.
system, bro. Let's go.
No, bro. It's long though, because do you know what it is? I'm competitive in it. So it's like, fam, why am I getting smoked? I just respawned. Why am I getting headshot?
Nah, I feel that
I
still.
know that just respawned.
Just playing games with his brother, yeah. Just crying in the control.
That was me, cuz. That was definitely me. I was a sore loser, fam. I was a sore... Because I had cousins, yeah, they was relentless. They don't care about your age.
Yeah.
You lost.
Yeah.
Hold the corn.
They are flogging you
wanted to
mercilessly,
play.
blood.
Like, but yeah, man. The game's the game. Everyone plays it differently.
Yeah, man.
How you get there is how you get there.
Listen, if you're spending time focusing on someone else's jug, like, you're distracting from your own thing, innit?
Facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. Trust me.
Before we wrap up, like, for future, like, people who may want to be DJs are thinking, you know what, I might jump in this lane. What's that, like, some do's and don'ts you say for a beginner when they're trying to jump into the space?
I'm trying to jump into the space. Yeah. Make sure. The one thing that I would say, yeah, and this is gonna be, and this is kind of good advice for just general, like, creative stuff, especially if you want to make peace.
Mm.
You need to heal. By that I mean, yeah,
Wait.
like, you need to heal, yeah. By that I mean, yeah.
Yeah, this is not even, yeah.
By that I
facts.
mean, yeah, when being in this life, yeah, you experience a lot of shit in it. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you don't take the time to work your way through the shit that life will put you through sometimes, potentially, then the way that can affect your future relationships may not be healthy, innit? And in this thing, relationships are paramount. Relationships will make you money. It is literally that simple. Do you know what I'm saying? When you have put in the work to make sure, like, you're patterned as a person, yeah, and you can maintain relationships in a healthy way, then A, you can foster and build relationships that will be healthy and beneficial for both you and the person that you're making a relationship with. And second, you can dodge the relationships that don't do shit for you. Do you
That's
get
just
me?
a life one. That's a life lesson. That's a deeper one
Do
still.
you get what I'm trying to say? And thirdly, yeah, you will have the confidence and the minerals, yeah, to put in the work, know when, alright, cool, man can step out, a man can shell dances with my eyes closed, innit? Do you get me? When you run into mad situations, you will have the composure and, do you know what I'm saying, the fortitude to be able to step through and like make the most out of situations that may not be ideal, innit?
Yeah.
Do you get me? And yeah, and I would say just listen to music, man, and have fun with it. Honestly, when the fun stops, stop. Like, just have fun with it.
Sounding like talk to Frank and them,
Do
man.
you get me? Just have fun with
Talk
it,
to
bro.
Suave.
Yeah, man. Obviously, if you wanna be a DJ, then like naturally your sense of music and your taste in music will be pretty broad anyway. For you to have like that idea that, cool, maybe I want to do this. So literally just feed into that. Just keep feeding into it. Just keep exposing yourself to different kinds of music. If you physically can't travel, music is one way to travel, innit? Do you get me? You can listen to someone that makes music in Australia. You can listen to classical music from like Tibet or some shit like that. You
That's
get
a
me?
different
Something
one.
completely random. So
I
yeah,
didn't even
man.
know Tibet did classical music and that.
Do you get me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
traditional shit. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
Mongolian throat singing and all that, bro.
That's
that
different.
ass.
What's that?
This guy.
You got something to Google today, my friend.
Because I was about to sing it. I was about to do it as well, but no.
Hey, that YouTube rabbit hole is gonna have you by the neck, rude boy.
Hey, yo, speaking of YouTube rabbit holes, yeah, I went on the one about running. It's weird. Like, yeah, so, bruv, you know the science that goes into marathons is mad. You
Yeah.
think it's just a little jog? No.
Oh, hell nah.
These man are putting in work. I said,
Wizard.
with this body type I have now, just forget about it.
I know guys that do triathlons, yeah, which is like running. You do running, swimming, and cycling in one event, bro. Them man are serious athletes.
Fam, I can lactic
Nah,
build
that's
up
some-
from
that's
The
some
shoes they wear, everything is.
You have to be a demon to do that.
Yeah, no, real life demon.
Check out an Iron Man, innit?
Oh,
Yeah, the Iron Man shit.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Oh no.
Before you go
thanks.
though, do you have any? If you got 5 minutes to do any shameless plugs, anyone you want to shout out, you shout out your handles. That will be in the description anyway. But
Okay.
because stuff, shameless plugs and all of
Where
that.
can we find you?
For those that don't know, my name is Selecta Suave, the one and only. Come on, you can find me on all social handles. SELECTASUAVE. For those that are listening and can't be over to scroll down, but you will anyway. Yeah, man, just follow me to keep up with whatever man's up to, innit? Because, you know, like, I spent a long time last year on a hiatus, just chilling, just figuring stuff out, the life stuff and that. But now man's back on the streets, I'm out here, so, you know, very much active on the dance floors and whatnot.
Come on.
So, yeah, man, just tap in with me and then
Come and
see where the young Suave takes you, innit?
Yeah. If you're gonna select anyone, select a Suave, innit?
You see that? That's motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
You ain't got the answers.
That was an amazing episode.
Yeah, man, that was another dope episode.
Very, man. Thank you
Love
lot
for
for having
coming
me.
through. Love Marco for coming through as well. G.
Yes, sir. Ski.
It's been another great episode. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe on Anchor, Insta, Twitter,
Steady.
Facebook. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere, man.
Run it up, baby.
Check up our latest episodes as well, man. Go run up them numbers too, fam.
Alright, some very interesting episodes, you know, I would recommend, innit? Not just because I'm here,
We
but
love that.
objectively speaking, innit?
I appreciate
You
that.
get
Appreciate that love, bro.
Steady.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you for coming as well.
Come on,
Marco,
thank you very much, man.
Whoa,
I was trying to take a...
Hey, yo.
trying to just...
Yeah, we
Even on them PEDs, isn't it?
Coming soon.
Yeah, definitely. We out, baby.
Wait.